we'll see Von Miller matching up against Khalil Mack.
All right, Larry, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Bay Area as we welcome you to Oakland, California. The pregame festivities here in Oakland have to be seen to be believed. This crowd in silver and black, they are fired up as their Raiders get set to face off. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30 with the Denver Broncos.
On the carry, here's Marshawn Lynch. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. An early test. 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Carr looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he will have the first down as he gets this to the 47. A Raider first down as Carr finds Cooper. So opening drive, 3rd down, they go with a slant. It works.
And I'm wondering when the league's going to figure it out because everyone throws it on 3rd down. You expect pressure, so you want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback quickly. It's a 3-step route ordinarily, and you're throwing it where you see the receiver breaking towards you. So it's an inside route. Everyone likes it, and it's executed very well.
It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second in just about a few inches here. On play action, it's Carr. He's going to float this over the middle deep. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
This defense is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
They'll run it. Here's Lynch. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Throwing on 1st down is Carr. Crabtree with it over the middle. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. That one will go as a gain of 11. Raiders having a first down as well.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? 2nd down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that'll open things up for you on the outside as well.
That's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well. And he's got it.
And the offense readies for play number 10 of this series. Now Carr throwing on second down. And not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the... And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Marshawn Lynch, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting runs, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
A former Cal Bear now, C.J. Anderson on the carry. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, he was looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Here's Simeon now on 2nd down. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Simeon finding Thomas there to give the Broncos a 1st down. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They run the counter now. It's Anderson. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. Back-to-back nice plays. 12 yards that time and a 1st down. Back alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Bronco football to begin quarter number 2. And they've got it here with a 1st down. Again with Anderson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down. Well, a well-executed blitz, no doubt. Great job by the linebacker. Maybe the quarterback, if he could have seen that, could have audibled there.
Yeah, he needed to be in a different play because that one just meshed perfectly for the defense. All the gaps were filled except for the one the offense really wanted to run through. And that was filled by a big man wanting to make a tackle.
And he made a great tackle. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the gun, here's Simeon. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by David Anderson. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Marshawn Lynch. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. The call is to go for one and kick the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Bronco offense now set to come back out onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Able to get there and pick it. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. That interception sets them up beautifully already in the red zone.
And you can hear it all the way up here. Oski, everyone turned to block, find a spot, and now they're set up inside the red zone for their offense.
Caught left side to Crabtree. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up 1st and goal. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Amari Cooper, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
And no matter how it comes about, when you get good field position, you have to make the defense pay. Short fields usually make for good offense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Now the Broncos offense, they get set to head back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
On 2nd down, Anderson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain that time, as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go. And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. Out of the gun, Simeon. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And he will have a 1st down as they get him to the ground at the 37. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. They go play action here on 1st down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Bruce Irvin coming in from his outside linebacker spot. He buries him for a loss of 10 or 11. On 2nd down, here's Simeon. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Well, one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why and for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Snags it for the pick. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Shift together here from the D-line. first down. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Derek Wolfe in there to sack him for a loss of 6. On second down, Lynch. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact.
The Raiders on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 15.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. We'll come back to Oakland after this.
The Raiders on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This will be 3rd and 15.
Now Carr. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they take it over, we step aside.
On is the punter, King, to send it away.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A shotgun snap for Simeon. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
Throwing on third down, Simeon. He's going to air it out deep for Green. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Sean Smith. We haven't even escaped the first half, and he's already thrown 4 picks.
And Brandon, back in the good old days, probably back before you were born, if your starter threw 4 in the first half, he might throw 8 or more for the game because they weren't going to pull him out. But nowadays, the patience level isn't quite there. He's going to have to make some real adjustments, or the backup may see some time.
On 1st and 10, here's Carr. That is caught at the 7. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
And not great starting field position here for the offense. After the interception, here's Simeon. Screen play, Anderson. And they'll get him down up past the 15. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Simeon on 1st down. Left side here to Sanders. And he'll lose yardage here back to the 15. Now before this 2nd down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. To throw on 2nd is Simeon. And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Simeon in need of something big following that sack, facing 3rd and long. Simeon now to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Raiders will have a short field to work with as they take over. And a great spot to start this drive from here. Carr gives to Lynch on the draw. And an alley to run. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. On first down, Carr. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Michael Crabtree in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And Denver getting set to take the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Offense staying ahead of the chains here, 2nd and 3.
Strong right, strong right, strong right.
Now let's go.
Back to throw, Simeon. Green's got it over the middle. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. To throw is Simeon. And he hits his man on the out route, Demaryius Thomas. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. The Broncos on third down, just 1 for 5 to this point. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll run it. Here's Anderson. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely neutralized. First down throw, Simeon. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. Now Simeon. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the safety, Reggie Nelson. And the return out shy of midfield to the 46-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They are excited about where they are in this game.
So 2nd and 10 here. Again, they'll pound it with Lynch. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
From the gun now on third down, Carr. Open man, there is Patterson, complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Cordero Patterson, 49 yards. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points.
Brandon, is there any way you and I can join this quarterback in the zone he's in? He's absolutely feeling it. Touchdown after touchdown, throwing the ball.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And this will get out of bounds. No worries there, though. That still goes as a touchback. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. It's already 2nd and 12. The defense hoping to push them back more.
Let's go. Boom, learn it.
Simeon. And now here is another interception. Picked off with great anticipation. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll try to get something going with Marshawn Lynch. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
On 2nd down, here's Carr. They'll set up the screen to Lynch. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been near perfect. 4 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. Throwing his Carr on 3rd down. And he's going to go down here. A sack. They push him back to the 34. The man who won a Super Bowl MVP award across the bay in Santa Clara, Von Miller, coming in to drop him for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Right. He's tight right here. He's tight on the right. Here we go now.
And they'll try to fire up the running game with C.J. Anderson. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in the East Bay. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. Now Simeon. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
10th carry now for Anderson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on 2nd down.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. All right, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
Here's Simeon now on 2nd down. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
The Broncos on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run, the best runs for the top.
C.J. Anderson, and all the way home for a Bronco score. C.J. Anderson, 34 yards. And the Broncos cut into that lead. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no zero. You're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Now McManus on to kick this one off. On the return, here's the dangerous Cordero Patterson. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. And now Oakland ready to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And with a 3rd and 14, we have 6 defensive backs out there now defensively. So the D-line's going to spread out. On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Caught left side to Crabtree. And I think the ball's out. It's picked up by the Broncos.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. They'll start on the ground with Lynch. And some space here. And he eventually goes down, but not before reaching the 30-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the fourth quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. 2 yards gets them back to where they started, but now 3rd and 10. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. The Raiders on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Hard throw, incomplete. Well, too much oomph, too much mustard there on that pass.
They really turned it loose, didn't they? Really cut loose with that one. Sharp, strong. Didn't lead to a completion, though. Made it very difficult.
I don't think this will even, nope, it doesn't even get there. Well short, and this score will stay right where it is. Well, it's still a good-sized lead, so they haven't necessarily needed him, but this is now 2 missed field goals for him in this game so far.
Yeah, and the question now is, will he be prepared when they do need him? Whether that's later in this game or sometime down the line, having a kicker you can count on is definitely imperative.
Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Here's Simeon. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up 3rd. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Here's Simeon. He's going to let it fly. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Travis Carey. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They'll keep pounding here with Lynch. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
Get down. 185.
And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.